Hey, welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of the drone build series, and this video is going to showcase me finishing the flight controller and the radio transmitter. And the next part will have me test flighting this thing and flying it and trying to see if it works, and me crashing it 3-4 times and destroying it. Yeah, watch me suffer and hope you have a good time. I decided to use MultiWii. Turns out it has a lot of useful features that I can take advantage of, and also, it seems easy enough for me to learn how to use. I'm definitely not gonna go and reinvent the wheel by coding the whole entire the algorithm on my own. I mean, maybe I'll do that at some point, but for now I'm just gonna go with MultiWii. So I had a lot of issues trying to get this to connect with MultiWii. For some reason, the drivers just will not allow me to control it, and it turns out that the problem was the newer Java, like the newer Java editions, just give me this huge error. So when I try to run MultiWii, it gives me this huge exception access violation error. And it turns out I done a lot. I spent a whole day on this trying to fix this. And what I did is I deleted all versions of Java, and I installed the oldest one I could find, the Java SE runtime environment. And I downloaded this one, and that, for some reason, allows us to work. So what I got here is when the movements of the gyro basically sends information to the computer, and so I have this. It looks pretty kind of cool. So the front is this a front. Wait, how do I? Okay, so yeah, well, there's a little bit more calibration to do, so we'll get on that afterwards. Now this is what I've got so far. Now the next step, I need to figure out how to calibrate this further, and also how I'm gonna. I haven't connected the barometer or the GPS to WE yet, so MultiWii yet, so I'll have to do that next. Okay, so it's probably been around 10-12 hours since the last clip, and what I have so far is I have I have actually completed the receiver, the radio frequency receiver for this. So that's done. I tested this. It works well, and the flight controller is almost done. Apart from probably this is ready. This is flight ready. So this should work. Apart from the GPS, this works well. So that's it. So next up, I'll be testing this. Actually, I need to probably make the controller for this. I have just kind of hooked it up with some wires just to see if it works, and it works. And I'm gonna properly assemble this in the perf board, solder it all in place, and add these switches and everything. And yeah, that's next up. So there you have it. This is the kind of the inner workings of the controller. I will probably make it look a little better at some point, but for now this should do. And this is probably noticed as I removed the spring from the inside of the joystick because I didn't want the throttle to auto return to the center. I just wanted it to be able to. I want to be able to move it freely without it returning back to the center. Ignore the wiring here. I actually kind of ruined the potentiometers on the side, so I had to replace them. Yeah, just ignore that. So yes, I haven't wired the auxiliary switches yet, but I will do that later. I'm also probably gonna add 2 more of this for disarming and arming the drone. But yeah, that's what it's looked like. What? Oh my god, I can't talk, dude. Alright, so I actually managed to make the GPS module work. So what I did is, instead of connecting it directly to the flight computer, I actually connected it to the Arduino Nano that's actually with the the RF module. So what I did is I actually integrate. There's actually code. What the problem was that the GPS module uses serial communication, and there wasn't any ports left on the flight computer. But there is a port that it's not there. There's not really anything that's being used here. So what I did is I connected it to the nano here, and I converted the signal to I squared C, and I hooked it up to the flight computer, and now it works fine. There's the antenna for it, and I finished the controller. I had a small issue, which was that the RF module came with the smaller antenna, right? And for some reason, when I used the smaller antenna, the thing would only work when I grabbed the antenna. So I figured that when I touch the antenna, I am becoming the antenna. I'm basically turning into the antenna, right? So I thought maybe the bigger antenna would work. So I stole an antenna from a router, and I installed it, and it actually works way better. So yes, the smaller antenna doesn't really work. I don't know why. That's just weird, but yes. So I also made so I made a little mount for the flight computer, and the GPS antenna actually has a little curve to it. That's fine. Oh well. Yes, the flight computer goes here, the antenna goes there, and then the RF module goes there. And yes, now I'm just gonna mount all of this, and I'm probably gonna give it the first test flight. So let's see how that goes.